Okay, guys, this is the lecture. Oh my gosh, I think it's working. Okay, here. Okay, this is the lecture number 22. And today we'll discuss the journal entries. So you have to understand that a journal entry is just the way you tell the accounting system that this account goes to the debit and that account goes to the credit, which means that every transaction you record has two sides, the debit side and the credit side, and we have understand these concept in a very detail. There is credit. So means that a transaction you record has two sides, and the one is debit side and the another one is credit side. By debit side, we mean that what you own or spend, and by credit, we mean that what you own mean on, that's income, or you owe mean liability. And we have discussed that in the previous lecture that you'll have the did. By did we mean debit, D debit. By E we mean the expense, asset, and by D we mean drawing. So when increase in expenses, asset, and drawing, then it's mean that should be debit. And on the other side, you'll have credit. By credit, we have studied the concept of CLEC. C mean credit, L mean liability. So increase in liability, increase in income, and increase in capital, then that should goes to the credit side of the D account. Okay, fine. Now, so, a rule you must always follows, or the debit is equal to credit. So if they don't balance, something is wrong. Here we have the concept, and let me read this, and then we will move to the example. So general entry specify which account should be debit and which should be credit when a transaction is posted into the ledger account. So the term general date back to the paper-based accounting system where the chief accountant record in a journal those adjustments that should be made to the ledger at the end of the financial period. And if everyone assume that the businesses will use computerized accounting system replicate what paper-based system use. These are just a step, you can do it by yourself. Here, let's move on. We have the example. So, and you might therefore be asked to specify what general entry would be for a specific transaction. Example, for example, you have debit cash $100 and sale. So be a cash sale. So the journal show which account should be debit. So your asset is definitely that should be debit because your asset increases, your cash increases. So that means that which should be credit, and the value of this debit should be posted on that relevant or specific account. And there will be on you explaining what transaction is and the total value of it. So this is all about for your exam that the examiner might ask you, right? Here we have an example. And this example, you see, consider following example transaction and then think about journal entries required to post the transaction into the ledger account. The transaction number one, the owner puts 20,000 into the business. Owner invest 20,000 into the business. So this is a cash amount which is invested into the business. So here the money is paid into the business bank account. So definitely this is the asset, and when increase in the asset, that should be debit. Now this 40,000 invested by whom? By owner. So when the owner invests money into the business, then that will be capital, and an increase in capital, that should be credit. So this is the journal entry you see here, because bank is debit because cash increase, and capital also increase because the owner invests money into the account, right? So bank account asset is increased and owner balance capital has increased, and to increase the asset, the debit entry is used. To increase the capital, the credit entry is used. So what you understand that you invested let's say 20,000 into your business. So the debit will be bank, your bank balance, your cash increase, and credit will be the capital because your ownership also increase, right? Now let's move on to the another transaction, that is the business purchases mean expenditure for a new shop costing $1,500 and pay for it from the business bank account. Pay from the bank business account. So what will happen here? You buy furniture for 1,500 and using your bank money. So this means that you are purchasing the asset, and increase in asset, the purchasing stuff, the furniture, so that will be debit. And definitely you are also reducing your bank balance, and the bank balance is also asset. So increase in asset will be debit. Decrease in asset will be credit. So here is the equation. Here is the general entry that purchase furniture, which is asset, increase your account, so that will be debit, and the bank balance is reduced by the cash amount, and the cash is your asset, so that is your credit entry. So what you understand here, that the debit will be the furniture 1,500 and the asset added, and credit bank balance cash reduce. Now let's move on to the transaction number 3. A business purchase business purchase some dresses from supplier on credit for this amount, and the supplier agreed that the business can pay and 30 days, and the business plan to resell the dresses. Right. So here, what you have done there, you just purchased, dresses from supplier, and that is your credit purchasing. So it means that there is liability, which we call as payable. So debit will be purchased because your expenses increases by 700, and definitely your trade payable, that is liability. So it also increases. So increase in expenses will be debit, increase in liability will be credit. So this is all about the things which you have purchased. It means that you buy goods, dresses, and that was $700 on credit. Now debit purchase, 700 because expenses increases. Credit trade payable 700. You are now or supply. I mean, you will have a liability, you have payable, and that is the solution of this transaction. Now let's move on. We have the transaction number 4, and in this transaction, you see dresses worth this amount were taken out of the inventory and sold to this lady Manisha for 3,300. Now Manisha paid cash immediately. So what will happen? She paid 300 cash, and that cash is asset. So your asset account increases, so that will be debit. And this is your asset, the inventory is your asset, and when you sell it out, so this will decrease the asset also. But what will happen? This is your sale, so the increase in income will be credited. Fine. So this is the general entry for this sale transaction. So you will have sale transaction, then once you have a cash amount, that is your asset, asset added to your asset account, and definitely your income, because you sell out something, and that income will also credit, and that is the 4th transaction which we have done. So debit cash 300, money in hand increase, credit sale, so increase income increase. Right. Now let's move on. We have this thing, and that's, you can do it by yourself, that asset increase in asset, increase in drawing. We have discussed this in the previous lecture. When you increase this thing, we call that is a did, so debit, and when you increase this, we call it a collect. Right. And this is all about the general entries which you have understand here. So asset and expenses, when increase, then that will be debit, and decrease, then that will be credit, and capital liability and expense income increase, then that will be credit, and if it decrease, these capital liability x income, that will be debit. Okay. So why you should care about the journal entry? Journal entry are the first step in accounting. If you get them right, everything else like ledger and financial statement will be clean and balanced. So just remember, debit what comes in, credit what goes out, or what you owe or on. Right. So this is the end of the lecture number 22. Thank you for watching.